All right, so I am trying to make the center ring here. This is the tabletop, and in the very center of that triangle is supposed to go a smaller circle. Here's my method. It's not the best method. Matter of fact, if I had a hickey bar, I'd probably be done. Basically, I'm sliding this rebar into this tube, stepping on it with my foot, and then forcing it into a circular shape. And as I bend it a little bit, I pull a little bit more out of the pipe so that it can bend as I do that. So I basically stuck about a foot into the pipe, and then bent sharply, and then I continued to pull it out an inch or two, and then bend it, and then pull it out an inch or two and bend it. When I'm finished, I'll have a piece that I think will be springy and should fit in the center there, and then I'll do a quick weld. So let me finish making the circle that goes inside the triangle that goes inside the circle, and we'll take it from there. Wow, what a pain in the patootie that was. Holy cow. Alright, so it's not perfectly circle. I don't know how well you can see that. I suppose if I get close you can see my really crappy weld job. Alright, so basically what I did, I got it to a certain point and it wouldn't bend any smaller. It was getting dangerous because as you were bending it and then releasing, it would spring back and like smack you in the legs, and this stuff's pretty strong, so be really careful with it. So what I ended up doing was I welded this end right here to the triangle, and then I forced this area right here in, and I made a weld. It's on the other side so you can't see it, but I welded right here, and then I used a hammer to smack it repeatedly and bend it and hammer it until this one fell into place. And then I clamped it with a pair of vice grips, and I welded it. I did a really poor job welding it though, because when I went to wrench on it with this pipe to get this one here back into place, it busted out. So I'm waiting for my Harbor Freight 90 watt or 90 amp wire welder to finish its duty cycle. I get 2 minutes and 30 seconds followed by 7 minutes and 30 seconds where I can't use it. That's what you get for under $100. Anyway, so I welded right there. It broke. I clamped it again so that I could weld right there, and I had to use this pipe to wrench it into position so that I could weld it. So I was holding the pipe with one hand, keeping tension on it, and using the other hand to weld. I got the weld done. So now as soon as my duty cycle gets done, I will re-weld this one and probably do a better job, I hope. Anyway, so that's where I'm at. I'm not going to be able to film while I do that, so I'll see you in a few seconds. Okay, I welded the circle and got it in spot, and then I took a new piece of rebar and I bent it into a upside down U shape, and I've just got a right now I've got a like a wire. Yeah, let me focus. I've got a wire basically holding it together, and then I'm going to tack it from underneath. Again, same problem as before. I'm waiting on super fancy Harbor Freight welder over there to finish its 7 minute and 50-second break in the duty cycle. Anyway, so the idea here is for these to be tied together and look like one big U-shaped branch, and then for there to be a third one here where the paint can is. I haven't measured or cut that one yet. I want to try to level it, so I haven't cut anything until I know that I'm going to get a balanced shape. But what's supposed to happen is from one of these you're supposed to arch off a second branch that comes over to the third branch and ties into it, because these two I think will be pretty stable right? Because they're one piece. This one's not likely to go anywhere once it's welded down. And I think I've seen a couple of pieces of tiny rebar that sort of tie it to the circle and or to the triangle so that it's one big piece. And I think I might bend these maybe out a little so they're not so vertical, because I don't think that's very tree-like. So plus I want it to have more stability and like wind and stuff. So not that the wind's going to blow over a concrete table. But I think I'm not finished with that yet. But let's weld it. Let's cut and measure the other stick and put it in place. And I'll be right back with you. All right, I'm back. So I've got the upside down U on one side, which is 2 branches. And then on the other side, I've just got this single branch that I need to do an arch from one of the other ones to tie into it somewhere. How to do that and where to do that, it's going to interfere with, you know, sliding under the table, or so you only want to do that in one spot. So I tacked it right there, and I tacked it right there. Now I still need to do several sets of welds in several places, because let's face it, I want to know for sure that this is going to hold up, but I can't trust my own welding. So also something to note at the bottom, there's these pieces of metal that I bought in the concrete area. If you know what they do, post it in the comments, but I don't know what they do. I just know I needed something to sit at the bottom that I could wrap my lathe around and have it come up and look like a branch. So I'm going to weld these bits onto the bottom, and then we'll be ready to start some wrapping with the lathe. So I need to clean up a bunch of stuff. I need to fix a bunch of these joints, and I need to make sure that they're solid. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's still plenty to do. So let me make a few more modifications, and I'll be back with you. All right, well, I went around and I used my fancy smack it brush that I got from my welder. Right, you smack the weld and then you brush it and make sure that it went all the way through. And I was pleasantly surprised. There was a bunch of goop on the top, right, after I hit it with the angle grinder for a little bit to see if my joints were actually making you know, a molten pool of metal between the two pieces that are separate so that they are together. And surprisingly, it was. So, woohoo! So I have a couple more joints I need to do on this, but I'm out of time. It's late at night on Saturday, and I got plans tomorrow. So, knowing that, that's it for this video. But Gal, the next time we meet, we're gonna put some lathe down, and we should be able to tie everything off and get ready for some concrete. Super exciting. I'll see you on the next video.